Hello. Thank you very much for the invitation and greetings from Milan and from Italy. I would like to start with my first slide. I hope you see it. Just a second. So I hope you see my slides. As Isabel mentioned, I'm one of the ambassadors of the Women in Cycling, and I would like to give visibility to a movement, a grassroots movement run by independent women in more than 25 countries and in almost in 200 cities. It was all born exactly 10 years ago when I was in Copenhagen, and I believed that Copenhagen and Amsterdam are the most bicycle-friendly cities of the world, and everybody would just consider cycling. And then I met a very young girl, 25 years old, just had her university degrees, and she told me, look, I don't use bicycle in Copenhagen because it is dangerous. There are too many cars in my city. And I said, oops, okay, I come from Turkey, I live in Germany, I'm living in Italy, I have never lived in a city, a bicycle-friendly city such as Copenhagen, and I still use the bicycle. So maybe the safety is just a big perception and very subjective. So how could we change this sensation and perception of safety regarding the cycling, especially for women? Me and my friend Sema from Izmir, from Turkey, we asked ourselves, how can we get more women in cycling, on the streets, moving around freely? So in 2013, the very first fancy women bike ride had some very unconventional rules, which were, so normally the bicycle scene tells you that you have to cycle very fast, you have to wear some very shiny and bright clothes, it should be probably lycra, and your carbon frame bicycles should not have a weight over 7 kilos, such as these kind of rules. We said if we overturn these rules, maybe we can make cycling more accessible and more fun. So we asked our participants of our very first bicycle ride to dress up fancy, so it's just their imagination, and decorating their bicycles, cycling not more than 10 kilometers per hour. The maximum length of the tour is 5 kilometers, only in the city center and no hills. And the fifth rule was waving hands and greeting people looking at us. After the very first event, we have seen that it was easy giving this experience to every single woman, this relaxing and fun sensation of cycling. They have done their best to leave their houses, maybe after many years that they have left cycling when they were in their young ages. And they, at their adult ages, they have found the bicycle, maybe asked a neighbor to participate this ride, or their children's bicycles, and they made it on their own to the city center to participate to this ride. So it's already an experience. You have to maybe use the public transportation with your bicycle, and you just realize how many steps there are, or how high the pavements are in your street, and these kind of things. The sensation was good. The bicycle ride, the Fancy Women bicycle ride, had a big media coverage in 2013 and 14, and it started growing. Many cities just started to apply to me and to my friend, and they said we would like to have the ride. We started to produce manuals, some tutorials, how to communicate to people that they should be a part of this ride. And I am so proud to say that in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have our 10th anniversary, 10 years of Fancy Women bike ride in 25 countries, in 200 cities, from New Zealand to Canada. This bicycle ride has been run by independent women, because we said the bicycle associations and activists are already doing so many things, and they already have a lot of missions. So if we can get to the people who has nothing to do with bicycle activism, maybe we can get to their communities, like housewives or students, teachers, doctors, for example. These are the type of women who are organizing our local rides. And this protective environment that the bicycle ride is once a year, it's on a Sunday afternoon on the third Sunday of September. And it is a group ride, gives this feeling of security and community. And on that day, this positive experience helps women to perceive cycling in a different way. It's not anymore about sweating, performance, and competition, but it is coming together, singing together, laughing together. And in a few years, the 20 Women Bike Ride has been recognized also by the European Commission. Okay, don't think that we get funds or support. No, it's not like that. It's just a letter. Thanks a lot. And of course, in Copenhagen as Index in 2019 as a successful grassroots movement. And this year from the United Nations, we have received also the World Bicycle Day Special Award for promoting cycling. We have now a manifesto. I mean, we started as a Facebook event, and now it's a global movement. It's a grassroots movement, and we still say in every city, every time we're asked, we said if there are more women cycle, then there will be even more women will be encouraged to cycle in their cities. If you want to look at the cities, until now we don't have any cities from Romania, but we have many more in different parts of Europe, North America, and now also in New Zealand. It is very easy to host a ride. Maybe next year we're going to have a couple of rides also in Romania. What happens when you cycle? So you start seeing things you have been looking at for a very long time. And when you see things, then you start to understand. And when you understand things, then you start to demand more. And that's where women ask for better design streets and public space and human-sized cities. And then comes to the conclusion of if we free our city centers from speedy cars that occupy our roads and our parks and our pavements and sidewalks and every single public space, then we can have more space for us to do other things and move safely. Thank you very much. If you want to get in contact with me, it's this is my contact details.